And as you exhale, hands to hips and fold halfway. As you breathe in, remember to strengthen and tighten your legs to keep your knees safe. And as you breathe out, bend the knees. Bring the hands to either side of the toes. Look forward. As you breathe in, step your other foot back. For me, that's the right foot. Find your lunge. Take a moment here. Breathing in, the back foot presses back. The front knee presses forward. And the heart and the gaze of the eyes look forward. As you breathe out, lightly let your back knee touch the ground. As you breathe in, stretch that back leg long in order to lift the back knee. As you breathe out, the back knee lightly touches. Breathing in, we stretch and raise. Breathing out, it touches. Breathing in, we lift it up by lengthening. And then getting ready to step forward, bend the back knee. Breathe in, push off the back foot. Take multiple steps if you need to. Bring the feet next to each other, bend the knees, and fold. As you breathe in, straighten the legs, come to your halfway up. And as you breathe out, come all the way back up to standing. So we're going to repeat that on each side one more time, I should say. And then we'll come into our featured pose for the day. So let's warm up the body a little bit more. And after we do our featured pose, Sojourner will come back. We'll do a little bit of a body scan and closing breathing with Sojourner. So again, let the feet be apart so that you feel like you can stand very strong. Reach up through the top of the head so the whole body is spacious. Breathe in, reach high. Breathe out, fold halfway. Breathe in, tighten the legs, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, bend the knees, place the hands on either side of the toes. Breathe in, step one foot back for your lunge. Breathe out, let that back knee lightly touch the ground. Breathe in, raise the knee. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lengthen to lift. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lengthen. Get ready to step forward. Breathe out, push off the back foot, step forward, and fold with the knees bent. Bring your hands to your hips. As you breathe in, straighten the legs, come to your half fold. And as you breathe out, rise on up. Other side. Breathe in, reach high. Breathe out, hands to hips, fold halfway. Breathe in, tighten the leg muscles, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, bend the knees, place the hands on either side of the toes. Breathe in, step your other foot back for your lunge. And as you breathe out, lightly let that knee touch the ground. Breathing in, lengthen that back leg to lift the knee. Breathing out, it lightly lowers. Breathe in, lengthen to lift. Breathe out, lower. Last time, breathe in, lift and lengthen. Breathe out and step forward to fold with bent knees. Bring the hands to the hips. Breathe in, straighten the legs, come halfway. And breathe out, back to our starting point, standing at the top of our mat. Immediately, place one hand over the belly, the other on the heart. Close the mouth and regulate the breathing. control the breathing immediately. When we move like that, the heart rate rises. So we want to regulate and bring the heart rate back to a healthy norm or a neutral norm. Breathe in into the belly, all the way up to the heart, down from the heart, and out of the belly. Breathing in and out of the nose, into the belly, up to the heart, down from the heart, out of the belly. So our featured pose today is Warrior One. The theme for this first class of our 4 classes is getting grounded, feeling our roots, feeling stability beneath us and within us. So our first pose of the series is Warrior One. So come on back to the top of your mat, hands at your hips. Step one of your feet a little bit back. Now, take a second, double check that your feet are not right behind each other, but are in separate lanes, so to speak. So in other words, when I step one foot back, rather than stepping it right behind and feeling like I'm on a tightrope, I'm going to step that foot straight back so that the feet are in separate lanes and I have more stability. In the front foot, point the toes straight ahead. In the back foot, point the toes outward a little bit. So it looks like this. Front toes straight ahead, back toes are out to the side a little bit for even more stability. Hands back to the hips. So before we move into the pose, remind yourself of that incredible sense of being connected into the ground by your roots and being energized and filled and stabilized by that energy coming back up into you. And as you continue your deep breaths, keep creating that feeling of standing strong on something, but also that something, the ground, holding you, nourishing you, and energizing you. Take a deep breath here, and as you breathe out, bend your front knee. This is the leg position for Warrior One. We're facing what's known as the top of the mat, or the front of the mat, or the front of your practice area. The body is facing that way as well. The legs are strong and rooted. I'm actually going to lift the toes of both feet to feel the legs activate and energize. And then looking forward, I'm going to breathe all the way out, root down. And as I breathe in, I'm going to reach high, creating that connection of being very grounded, but also very uplifted. This is Warrior One. Take a deep breath here. And as you breathe out, bring your hands to your hips. Bend the back knee and step forward, feet next to each other. Other side. Step your other foot back. Take a moment to double check that the feet are in 2 different lanes, not right behind each other. Point the back toes out a little bit. The front toes forward toward the top of your practice space. Hands to the hips. Hips face forward, body faces forward, face faces forward. Find your roots. Find your energy. Use the breath to create that feeling of stability and power and strength. Take a deep breath here. As you breathe out, bend the front knee. Lift the toes, firming the leg muscles and creating a more stable base to the pose. Look forward. On your next breath in, reach the arms high. Warrior one. Notice that in the warrior poses, there's a balance of firmness, right? In the lower body, we're super strong and solid and firm, but in the upper body, we're wide open. This is the balance of the warrior. Open and ready. Deep breath in. Breathe out, hands to the hips. Breathe in here. Breathe out, step forward. Hand to the belly and the heart. Breathe through the nose. Come back to regulate the breath. Regulate the heart rate by breathing into the belly and up to the heart. Down from the heart and out of the belly. One more big breath in. And a long breath out. So now, my favorite part of any yoga class is when we get to lay down and rest. So it's up to you if you'd like to just lay down right where you are on your back or come to a seated position. A seated position doesn't have to be on the ground. You can use a chair. Absolutely. One of my favorite poses is sitting in a chair and breathing deeply or relaxing. So take a moment, find your way to either lay all the way down or to find a comfortable seat. I'm going to guide you through a body scan. And for this body scan, we'll release all of that effort, all of that activity and trying and strengthening and engaging and tightening, and we just let it all go. So take a moment, find that comfortable shape, whether seated or laying down. Wherever you are, feel free to either keep the eyes open or let the lids close. Or if you're seated, you can, just like when we were standing, direct the eyes downward toward the ground, just to quiet some of the visual and external distraction. Continuing to breathe in and out of the nose. Allow the breathing to begin to slow down and soften by just breathing into the belly, letting the belly softly expand, and breathing out of the belly, letting the belly softly relax inward. Slowing down the heart rate even more, bringing a feeling of calm with this low lung or belly breathing. Breathing in, the belly softly rises. You can rest your hand right on your belly button to feel the belly rise and fall with your breaths in and out. Now, what you'll hear from me is I will name a part of the body. And as I name that part of the body, you'll send a message to that part of the body to relax and let go of all of its trying and doing and effort. You might even say out loud, if I say the shoulders, you might say out loud or to yourself, you might say shoulders, let go, and feel them melt away. So we'll begin with the feet. Send the message of release and relaxation to the feet. Just let them melt away. Lower legs, knees, upper legs, hands, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, lower back, belly, rib cage, upper back, collarbones, neck and throat, skull, muscles of the face. Allow the whole body, from the soles of your feet to the very top of your skull, to release, release, release. Let go of all your trying, all your doing, all of your effort. With each soft breath out, feel the body melting away even more. As the body rests and the breath rests, begin to simply feel the ground beneath you, holding you. Allow the body to completely surrender to the care and embrace of the ground beneath you. Just rest in that care. And as we move towards Sojourners closing to our class, we'll gently and slowly begin to come up and out of our relaxation. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Gently move the head from side to side. Deepen the breath and reach your arms way up to the sky. Breathe deeper, deeper, stretch bigger and bigger, and let it go. And in your own time and your own way, begin to rise back up if you're laying down, coming to a seated position. And Sojourner.
All right, coming back into the breath, back into your center. Find that seated position, maybe rock a little bit. Notice what feels different about your body from the first time at the beginning of this practice when we visited this seated cross-legged position. Root down through the hips, find length in your spine, soften the shoulders down. And we'll bring one hand to the belly, one to the heart. Release whatever breath you're holding right now, and then bring the lips together to touch. Inhale through the nose. Feel the breath move down your throat, down your spine, filling the belly. That same breath rises up into your ribs, and finally up into your heart. As you exhale, release from the heart, and then your ribs, and finally the belly. Let the full breath go. release the day. Inhale through the nose. The breath makes its way on a journey once again down into the belly. And then up into the ribs, up into the heart. As you exhale, release the heart, the ribs, and your belly. Full release. 2 more rounds, breathing in through the nose. Find your own rhythm here. Listen to your breath. Let the full breath go on your exhale and take in that fresh new breath, a new moment. Once you've released that second full breath, go ahead and open your eyes, bring your hands to your knees. Thank you so much for your active participation in this class. It was amazing. We'll close by wishing everyone peace. So go ahead and bring your peace fingers up. And we'll give everyone 1, 2, 3, peace. Have a peaceful day. Feel peace inside. Radiate peace outside. Thank you so much.
So we talked about potentially having some questions and answers. So if it feels right to do it, and we can do it depending on the host situation. If you have a question, maybe you can unmute yourself and just let us know if you have any questions.
Quick question, well, quick statement, really. Once I get with Lamont and Joe about the security issues, we can take care of that real quick. Like, have somebody set it up as a waiting area first to screen people into the actual room.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. I just wanted to see if there were any questions from anyone who practiced yoga with us, if they had any questions about the yoga practice. Anyone?
Are there beginner poses for some? I know that was pretty beginner, but you know, but yeah.
Yeah, so just to make sure that I understand, are you asking because those poses felt too challenging or because you'd like something less challenging?
Probably just something less challenging. I'm thinking about scholars. Like, I'm not very flexible, and scholars that this may be like their first time just to walk them into. Oh, I'm sorry, I got little ones over here, but scholars
Okay.
that they might be nervous about doing yoga or intimidated by it.
Yeah, I will definitely take that into consideration for next time. I think that what I tried to do, and what Sojourner and I both tried to do with this sequence or this series of, the little sections of the class, was to have something that would warm up the body so that when we do the Warrior One pose, which is, Warrior One is, did you feel okay? You can give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to turn your volume back on, or you can turn your volume back on. But did you feel comfortable doing Warrior One?
Yeah. I was comfortable doing the poses. I was just thinking for like I guess when you I was thinking about far as like flexibility when when you had to walk it down, both hands flat on the ground with your
Yeah.
knee to your chest. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good input. Yeah, so I can think about that for next time. Definitely. I was trying to let everyone bend the knees as much as they can, so that you don't have to have straight legs and touch the ground. In fact, nowhere in the ancient texts of yoga does it say touch your toes. So it's not really the emphasis. The emphasis is really on just letting the body fold and release and stretch a little bit. So maybe I'll talk more about that next time, that like there's no big goal. You really just want to get warm and move toward that fun featured pose. Cool.
Do you guys do like instruction outside of here?
Yes. I don't know who's speaking.
Sorry, my video isn't working right now.
Oh, it's okay. We both do. Sojourner actually has a whole schedule. Sojourner, can you pop on and just say the best way to find your schedule?
Hi, yes, absolutely. On my website, sojournerwilliams.com, I have a whole schedule of classes that I teach daily on Zoom. That's SOJOURNER, Williams.com. So yeah, be great to see.
Cool, great. And I am right now, I'm teaching more mindfulness focus. So a lot of breathing practices on my Facebook page, which is called the Urban Yoga Den, and then in parentheses, Holly Myers. And actually every day at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m., I'm doing brief breathing practices that you can just pop onto Facebook Live and breathe with us. And it's been a great little community coming together to breathe. So 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. breathing. It's called Everyday Breathing if you want to look for the event. And then in addition, I teach a guided deep relaxation every Friday at a yoga studio called Simon Says Yoga. And that's streaming through Zoom as well. I think that's all I'm doing right now. Is that all I'm doing right now? I think it is. Yeah.
Can you repeat
that's
the
all.
book group, please?
Yes. So you can look for me, which is Holly, Holly, and the last name is Myers, Meyers. And that's where, and you can, I don't think, you can friend me, totally fine, but I don't think you have to friend me in order to watch the Facebook Live. And so the Facebook Live is 10 a.m., 10 p.m. on the Holly Myers platform. And then immediately after the Facebook Live, which is like 10 or 15 minutes, we just breathe. It's amazing. And then I post it up. I post it up on the Holly Myers page, and then also on my yoga page, which is Urban Yoga Den, in parentheses, my name, Holly Myers, and it's Meyers. Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Yeah, of course. I hope you come breathe with us and practice with Sojourner. I took one of her classes on Monday. It was amazing. Oh, any more questions? Or Lamont, do you want to say anything to wrap up? Lamont, did you go to sleep?
I was in deep meditation.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Trey.
Sorry. Why is it important to practice mindfulness and breathe, and being still and breathing? For you, your opinion.
Yeah, my answer to that is very personal. So I have a pretty severe mental illness. It's PTSD, but it's also with memorized trauma experiences, which are flashbacks. And so day in and day out, there are opportunities for me to be triggered out of the present moment and feel completely unsafe. And so what the mindfulness practices do for me is, either in a moment where there's a situation that is actually threatening or dangerous, or that I interpret as threatening or dangerous, I can pull those tools out and ground down and find that calming breath, usually. It's not perfect. Believe me, sometimes I lose it. But then as I do these practices daily, as they become a routine for me daily, then I simply live more in the present. And so I can access it more effectively at any time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for
for sharing.
asking. Sojourner, do you have any insight on that?
Sure. I mean, just as a mom of 2 boys, really excitable boys, as an educator, 4th graders, and as a yoga instructor, a mindfulness practitioner, I mean, just getting out of my own head and giving myself permission not to worry about what's happening next. Oh my goodness, what is go, and just be present in the moment and digest life in these small, deep breaths so that I'm just here. So it takes away a lot of stress. It takes away a lot of anxiety, a lot of overwhelm, so that you're able to just, right now I am feeling, right now I am, and you can just shine forward with your best self in that moment instead of worrying about what's happening next. What am I supposed to do next? It just kind of draws everything inwards so that the environment is calmer, and it just helps me move through the day with all the many different hats that I wear and tasks that I'm, dealt. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Yes.
My niece Asia here has feedback. She says she was calm and sleepy.
Take a nap.
That's wonderful.
It's nap time for all of us.
I have a question.
Yes, where are you?
I'm right here.
I see you. Hey.
My question is, what is the what is the hardest position for you to hold?
Oh, wow. Sojourner, you go first.
Well, right now I'm trying to hold my freestanding handstand for more than 15 seconds. That seems to be my max cap. So that's something I've really been struggling with. I used to be able to do it for minutes before I had kids. But that just throws everything up topsy-turvy. And so now just trying to find my center when I'm upside down is my practice. So that's tricky for me.
Nice. I would say my pose, I don't know if it's that I don't like to hold it or I can't hold it, but it's a really simple pose. And it's called fierce pose, also known as chair. And you basically just sit down as if you're in a chair with the arms up.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, the longer my teacher holds me in this pose, the more I want to punch her. So, so it really ranges, right? It triggers a lot of like having to hold and having that leg strength. Just for me, it just brings up all this like, I can't do it. And then she tells me all these tricks about how to get myself through it, and it works. So
thank you.
I have a comment as well.
I don't hear anyone.
Hello?
Is it Jordan?
Yeah. First off, I just want to thank you, Holly and Sojourner, for the mindfulness and for the meditation and yoga. I really appreciate it. And as someone who else has practiced mindfulness, piggybacking off with Miss Trey, the question she asked, more so I wanted to make a comment about how mindfulness kind of even changed myself. And I think when I found out there was a correct way to breathe, I feel like that's really, because everyone breathes on their own, but when there's a correct way of inhaling and exhaling, it's almost like finding the right food for your body, and then you see how your body reacts to it, and how much more well you feel. And I feel like this is really needed, and I just want to thank you both for doing this for us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing that. That means a lot to hear it. So what do you think? Anyone
Do we
else?
have any other questions or comments? This is awesome, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I was very relaxed, so relaxed that I think that I'm gonna sleep really, really well today.
Good.
And I look forward to the next time that we do this again. I would like this to be common practice. This is something we've been doing with the kids with our Harambe practice. So they're somewhat familiar. So as the summer goes forward, we want to get more participants and even more people to be involved. So I thank you, ladies, and I look forward to working with you all again. If that's it for everybody, I don't know, everybody can
real
log
quick.
off. Yes.
Lamont, real
Yes.
quick.
Yes, sir.
Aside from the little hiccup we had in the beginning, I take the dialogue with the whole Zoom scenario perfect. It's interactive. It's explaining a lot of situations. So I think we'll just work on what we need to work on logistically. But I think this was perfect in a sense where it's very interactive as opposed to anybody having a question and we ask in the next class. So it was great.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we're gonna get through those hiccups. Like this, remember, this was the first time that we've done this, and this is everybody, and we did get through it. We were resilient, and that's one of the practices of being mindful, being resilient. So if no one else has any questions, staff, I'll see you all next week. Medina and Joe, I'll probably see you all. And Hunter, I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. If not, I'll talk to everybody soon. Be safe.
I didn't see Joe working out.
You too. Bye,
I
everybody.
think Joe was in the car. We're gonna
Bye, everybody.
upload this video to YouTube. We'll upload this video to YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
All right.